Well, huzzah and well met, friends and brethren alike. Uh, I would like to take just a minute to say thank you to my newest subscriber, the next one under our banner, huzzah. And today, we're going to be revisiting my old distributors video. I'd like to keep it short as I am not feeling very well this week, and I don't know if you can hear that in my voice while I'm recording this. But if you've seen the old video, you probably remember these. I've added these two as well. This one is just the same as this gigantic mess over here, with the one exception of there is no hopper directly under the boat with chest. So, the reason I wanted to revisit this is because we're going to have the autocrafters coming. And it is possible that you're going to want to separate something from a farm into a few different projects. Perhaps you need half of your bamboo to going to being sticks and half of your bamboo to be going to burn as fuel in a furnace. So that one you might just use this simple guy here. You put a stack of something in, it drops two at a time, they go equally to both outputs. Now, this is true for this one as well. You can send this minecart to 4 different outputs, and as long as you put something directly in the cart with chest, you'll see it's dropping by 4. So it's equally distributing items amongst all of these boxes. Looks like I had some left over in here at some point. Oh no, it's just already done. Gotcha. And then with this one, you can distribute things out to 9 different outputs. As I said previously, I'm going to remove that video, but aside from this possibility of needing to separate your items to go to the auto crafters or to furnaces and different projects, I don't see a lot of use for these. And as you can tell with all these hoppers, this thing is incredibly expensive, resource intensive, and I'll try and slowly go around this thing so you can see all of what's going on here. You need to leave spaces so that, for instance, if you ran this hopper line right along the top of this hopper line, you would have items getting pulled from these hoppers to this bottom hopper line. So you have to have extra spaces, which means more hoppers, which just, as I said, it becomes very resource intensive. But you can, if you want, since this is a creative mode project, rebuild it if you'd like. These bottom 3 just immediately go straight to their chests. Then you have different lines coming to each one of these. So once again, I will try and get the best big picture and just hold it there for a minute if you're looking to pause the video and reconstruct this thing. But it's pretty self-explanatory. Alright, hopefully that's good enough for you. I guess we could get you a top view too, so you can see what it's all about, except that I have this plot of grass on top of the boat so that we can stand here and put items in the hopper. Now, the problem is, with these and this one over here, you will run into this issue where if you don't put the items... Oops. Oh, I'm going to hurt myself here getting out of this. Oh no. Alright. Remember to hold shift when you click on the boat with chest, otherwise you'll get in. So if you put items directly in there, it will take each hopper underneath the boat that can reach its hitbox, or that its hitbox reaches anyways, can take an item. So this will take 9 items at a time and equally distribute them, as long as you put it directly into the chest here. If you were to, say, put things into a hopper that go into the boat, it will pick randomly. Or at least I assume it's randomly. There may be some system to it that I'm unaware of. Minecraft can be like that sometimes. and you will get an uneven distribution of your items amongst your endpoints here. It will probably average out over time if you took a big enough sample size, but if you just do one stack, you'll end up with a 5, 7, maybe 9 or 11 in some of them. And and there's no rhyme or reason to it in a small sample size like that. But over time, it does do pretty evenly distributed items. The same goes for these two, as well as this one. Now this is just the same idea as this 3x3 size distributor, except that there is no hopper under the center. So what you do is you set this down and you kind of center it as best as you can over the hoppers. Once again, hold down shift. So you can watch, it will drop 8 at a time. And you will get 8 per endpoint or terminal where it has sent or distributed your items to. So you can send them however you'd like. You can configure these hoppers however you'd like. You could have this be the front. You could have 2, 2, 2, and 2. So those are your expensive manual or automatic, I guess, not manual distributor systems. The other one I'd like to talk about is a very easy one to build, and you can configure where all of your items will go to. And a distributing minecart with chest setup is probably your most accurate way to get items evenly distributed, with the powered rails pushing it along just at a generally good, decent speed. It doesn't have to be going extra fast. If it's going very slow, it will drop more than one item into the hopper at a time. You can also do this with a minecart with hopper, but it will move items much more quickly. So you can get sometimes 2 items per hopper or per chest here. And that's really all there is to distributing. If you only needed to distribute in 3 directions, you could just take out one of these lines like so, and then your distribution will only be in 3 directions. You'll see it drop 3 items at a time. If you wanted 5, I suppose you could just configure one of these with only 5 outputs. That's fine. Anywhere up to 9, because the boat with chest hitbox is so enormous that it can reach up to 9 things. So yeah, put these on the output of some of your high-powered farms. You can use something like this to feed a bunch of furnaces. You could use it, as we've said before, to feed a bunch of different crafting projects with this auto crafter coming up in the next major update. I see a lot of use for being able to split up your inventory or send it multiple directions at once. So yeah, that's going to be this video. Not a lot of difficult redstone to worry about. Keep your rails powered, keep your hoppers going. If possible, manually put your items into the boat with chest or into the minecart with chest. It's not super necessary, and especially if you don't mind that you're just not going to get perfectly even distribution, you can have it dispensed in from a hopper. I say dispensed, that's probably a poor choice of words. Don't use a dispenser. That's going to slow your whole process down. And this will already be a bottleneck, since obviously your boat can distribute 9 items. Your hopper can only output 1 item at a time. So we'll watch this in action for a second. You'll see. So we get 1 or 2 there, 1 or 2 there, not 1 or 2 there. So we're already seeing that it's uneven, like in the short term. In the long term, if you plan to build a farm and run it, constantly for days at a time, and you come out one or two items different into each chest out of thousands of items, that's probably going to be okay to you. If you're mathematically exacting and detailed, then you're probably going to want something like this. And if you don't mind manually putting all your items directly into the input slot to get your perfect distributions, then these all work for you. Figure out what you need for your farm. Obviously, Minecraft likes to work with squares and square numbers, so if you use an odd number distribution, you're not going to have even outputs. 38, 37, 37. So, you'll have one extra. It doesn't divide evenly. So, if that bothers you like it does me, then yeah, stick with your square roots and your even numbers, and you'll be all right. Uh, Once again, I just want to say thank you for the new subscriber and all the likes and views that I've been getting lately. It's been um, humbling, I think is a good word, to know that some people are getting a lot out of these videos, and some people are rewatching numerous times to get things right. So feel free to comment your questions if necessary or your tips and tricks. And this is White Sun Paladin off to the next adventure. So be blessed in your quest, folks.